You ready?
As I'll ever be.
All right. So I believe the first question is, why did you agree to come on today and talk to me?
Because why did I agree?
Yeah.
Um, well, first off, you asked.
Mm-hmm.
That was an important starting point.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still on the right spot. Um, and then I saw the video that you did interviewing um
Solidus.
Solidus. Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
coming to me. I almost had it.
You almost had
Um,
it.
still on the right spot. And then I'm like, well, I could do that. And it gave me, a little bit of a emotional support to know somebody else went through the same trial of being interviewed and survived, so I could probably do it.
I see. Didn't realize that this was a trial.
Well,
Something
I'm
to be
not an
conquered.
outgoing. It is. It really is. I'm not an outgoing person. If I was like ever invited to be on any talk show, it's
Uh-huh.
probably big fat no. Not
Really?
getting up and yeah. It's
Huh.
it's it took me a long time to get to the point where I would even stream
Really?
because I could do videos because
Uh-huh.
that would just be recording and putting it out there. Then it was streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and that was me actually interacting with people, and then putting on a face cam with it. Oh my goodness
Oh
gracious, that
yeah.
was a huge step too. So it's been slowly conquering these things over time.
How long did it
I mean,
take you to start streaming to get up that courage?
I'm trying. It's hard to put a number on it. My friend Z, who helps with
Mm-hmm.
the Zenkar and stuff, I've been friends with him for years. When I almost like first started doing content, he's like, "Oh, you should do streaming." I'm like, "No, I don't see a point in it, and I don't really want to."
Uh-huh.
And then I watched other streamers, and then I'm finally like, "Yeah, maybe I could, maybe I could." So it's probably a couple years once
Hmm.
I started actually really going big into content creation.
Okay.
It's, videos are so much easier. You can edit out what you don't like.
Yeah. What was the thing that got you to be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna actually give it a try.
Oh boy. I don't know. I think I just felt like, hey, I'm gonna give it a try.
Mm.
Um, if it doesn't work out, I don't have to keep doing it. It's not like there's a quota that I have to minimum meet
Uh-huh.
requirements. I
Well,
can tell
something to
you
think
what my
about.
first one was, but I don't know why I did.
What was it? What was the first thing you did?
First thing I did was Team Ultra Hardcore Challenge.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
and still doing those
Uh-huh.
Sundays at 1 o'clock Central Time on my YouTube channel.
Nice, nice.
Little pluggy plug there. Um, and uh, I I had played I'd played it a couple times with Gat and Tiefin, and then um, we didn't do any VC. It was all just text on
Mm-hmm.
in game, and I found it very difficult to at that point um, go a whole stream monologuing.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and so then after a few weeks of doing the text on screen and figuring out how difficult that is while you're trying to play the game
Mm-hmm.
and not die,
Yeah.
we actually found each other on Discord, and um, we've been doing VC ever since. And I got to tell you this much: so every single time I meet someone on Discord for the first time, it's still the same hurdle of getting over the awkwardness and the nervousness.
Uh-huh.
And they were like the first ones that I really had that, opportunity to be nervous and whatever with.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly, hey, feel good about yourself. Yours was probably the least awkward.
Really?
Yeah, because I was playing Don't Starve with
Mm-hmm.
Morbid
Yeah.
on a stream, and was like, we need some help. Do you mind if I pull Silver Storm in? I'm like, yeah, sure. If
That's
she knows
right.
what she's doing, this is a great idea.
The baby service. The
Yeah, so
babysitting service.
Morbid pulled you in, and then it's like, oh, okay, you're in the VC, and I'd heard your streams before, and then you were talking. All of a sudden, it dawned on me. I'm like,
This
I've
is
never talked to
happening.
her before. I should be awkward.
Awkwardness, engage.
Exactly, but I got over it quicker because it was on stream, and it
You
kind
were
of,
doing something.
yeah, I
A
was
little
able to be distracted
preoccupied.
too. That helped, yeah.
What do you do, Skunk?
In what regard?
Any regard. Like,
Any regard?
any regard. However
I
you want to
nap.
choose to
I
answer
took a
that.
nap today.
You took a nap today.
I did take a nap today. I'm officially old. When I was a kid, my parents would take a nap on Sunday afternoons. I'm like, why? Why do you do that? You don't take a nap on any other day of the week. Why on Sunday afternoons? And then I get here and I'm like,
Now I get it.
tired.
But you do YouTube and you do streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add to that list
Um,
of things that you do? You do art sometimes.
I do. I draw. I used to do a lot more drawing, but life has a way of getting in the way of things you want to do.
Yeah. Is that still true?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you never have enough time for all the things you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've told people in the past, and they're like, I don't have time to do that. And I'm like, yeah, that's not true. Don't say that. Say it's not a priority. Because the priorities in your life you find time to do. So
I guess
drawing is
yeah.
drawing is not a priority to me. Sleeping is.
Feeling
Eating
rested.
Yeah. Providing a roof over my family's head and food on the table, that's a priority.
Yeah.
Working on content creation is a priority for me. So I find time to do that.
You do. You do a video once a day, right? Or thereabout?
Just about, yeah. I put out a video. Let's see, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I don't do a video on Sunday. That's the only day I don't.
But still, that's 6 out of 7 days. That's
Yeah.
an impressive amount of content.
And I stream 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those days too. So.
Oh my gosh, Skunk.
Yeah. I put a lot of time into content creation.
You do. It's impressive.
I woke up one day and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna put out 6 videos a week and stream 5 of those days. This is craziness.
And then you kept at it, which is the even more impressive part, that you didn't just give up.
What I started with was putting out 1 video a day, and that was a struggle for me. I put out 1 video a day. It was only Minecraft, which all my videos are, and I struggled to put out that 1 video a week, and I worked hard on making it look as good as I could at the time. But that it was hard to do, and then slowly I got better at doing it, and then I added in a second day, and then I started off with the 1 video, and then I made it 2 videos, and then I added in a stream, and then another video, and another stream, and then when I added in Twitch, that added in a couple more days, and so anyway, yeah, it took time to work up to the point of putting out that much content in a week.
Yeah, and you put in that time.
I do.
And you do good work, Skunk. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Thanks. I try.
Yeah. Next question is, why do you do what you do?
Because I don't like my day job.
Yeah.
And about let's see, about 8 years ago, 6 to 8 years ago, somewhere in there. And at that point, I really wasn't, that happy with my day job then either.
Yeah.
For a special occasion, birthday, Christmas, something like that, I got a book called How to Get the Job You Want or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading through it, and it was talking about all this stuff about, hey, if you want to, let's say you want to be, I don't know, just pick something random, be a salesman of cars.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into that car dealership and you don't even wait for them to have an opening. You just go in there and you tell them, I want this job and all this different stuff. And so I'm reading through this book thinking, okay, yeah, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do that. I'm like, but I don't know what I want to do. I went to college for graphic design, and I've done some of that. And there's been, I haven't had an opportunity to really get into doing that anymore. A lot of places that I've applied to don't even respond. There's just no callback whatsoever. And so I got a little down, got a little depressed, saying I don't know what I want to do, because I'm like, I know what job I don't want to do, but I don't know what job I do want to do. And it got me really down, because I'm like, I understand most people don't enjoy their day job, but my day job was physically, and still is physically destroying my body. It doesn't give me the time to spend with my family because of that. I'm not able to do the things that I'd want to do with my family because of that. And so way back, probably, I don't even know, 13 years ago, I had made some Minecraft videos, and some of them got some like huge views. Like so I at that point, or I had made some videos, and they're still some of my highest viewed videos on my channel. Like if I go right now and I go by views, my highest viewed one is called Minecraft Lava Ball. It has over 100,000 views. And when did I put that out? Don't even know, but it was a long time ago. And I'm like, oh, I can get views. Another one I did way back then, Minecraft Quidditch Pitch, 60,000 views. So those are my top 2 views videos, and that's before I even tried doing content creation. I'm like, you know what, maybe I could do this sort of thing. And I started working on ideas and stuff for it, and I had been very non-committal content creation for a number of years before I'm finally like, you know what, I'm gonna actually try to do this. I'm gonna make this something I'm going to do. And since that time, I have not failed to put out a video a week, unless I'm like, or even if I'm on vacation, I preload them. So yeah, it's probably one of the longest things that I've ever been committed to.
Wow, very nice.
So yeah, and I find content creation to be something that I enjoy doing. And contrary to popular belief, content creation is work. You put a lot of time and energy, and
a lot of mental energy,
not as much physical, which is why I want to do it. But you can put money into it. I mean, when I bought my computer, when I first started doing content creation, I was just doing it on my laptop. But then I'm going to buy a computer, and I spent $1,300 on a computer, and you put money into it too.
Yeah, it's an investment.
It's an investment, so it's work. It's not like I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna not work for the rest of my life and just do content creation. No, it's a job. So that's why I do what I do, and also I do it because I enjoy it. It's something that I find fun, and I enjoy entertaining people. But as an introvert, this is perfect because I can be in my house.
It's a bit redundant, but do you make things?
Yeah. And I can go beyond the whole content creation thing, videos. Um, I enjoy doing stuff with my hands.
Yeah.
From a young age, um, I like creating stuff, making stuff. As a kid, I learned how to, um, like do crochet. I learned how to draw. I learned. My mother taught me like needlework and stuff like that. And to this
Mm,
day, I still like find that stuff relaxing.
that's
Um,
cool.
and then as I got older, I started, working more with, um, tools and stuff. And um, I like making, anything, but I do giveaways on my channel on YouTube, and one of the things that I let people choose for their giveaway is a custom made item.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually made a creeper for my nephew that stands like probably about 42 inches, 4 feet
Wow.
tall, maybe something like that. Um,
Nice.
Made it for him for Christmas one year,
Oh, that's cute.
um, and all out of wood. And obviously, it had to be to scale, and it had to have the right colors and stuff. Because if I'm going to do
Obviously.
something, I'm going all the way. Um, and then also I started, making like little items. Like I made a diamond, I made an ender pearl, and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So then when I do giveaways, I made a diamond sword for someone. But yeah, I like creating things. I like painting, and it's interesting because when I do it, I'm just like, yeah, this is fun to do, and I enjoy doing it. And people look at it and they're like, wow, that's amazing. I'm just like, it's just something fun to do. I
Good.
make poetry. I've done poetry too.
Ooh, poetry.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've done poetry.
That's something
Um,
I didn't know. Do you have any poems that you're super proud of?
um, I was actually thinking about that the other night because my daughter was writing some poetry for school,
Mm,
and she had a pretty good rhyme scheme going on. Her
mm.
rhyming was pretty on point. Um, and she's only 11, so it's not like I expect these things to are But as you're moving forward, we can work on your cadence, and we can work on different rhyme schemes and the amount of syllables and all this stuff. And she's
Hmm.
just like, "What?" I'm like, "You're
There's
fine. Your rhymes are good. It's
those
good."
things exist.
Um, but I wrote a poem for my wife a number of years ago. But it's based on I can't remember what it was called, but it's written in iambic pentameter,
Mm.
which means that every other syllable is stressed, and then there's 5 of those per line. And it was written on like an ABABCC rhyming scheme and all this different stuff, and it turned out really well.
Mm.
Um, so, but I don't. It's I can't find it anymore. It's somewhere in my bedroom, um, framed or something. I don't remember.
I would hope so.
So yeah, I make that, and I build houses.
No, yeah?
Yeah,
What's your favorite thing about building houses?
I wouldn't say finishing them because I don't like being done with them. Building houses. I like looking at a plan and
Hmm.
then making it, and then it looks like the plan when you're done. That
Oh,
that to me
yeah.
is really cool. Um, seeing the whole process, because we start right from there's concrete and we go from there.
Oh,
And seeing that
wow.
whole
Okay. So you
process is
build houses.
yes, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so seeing that process is really, really interesting to me. And I worked at a book publishing kind of company at one point, and it's the same sort of thing as seeing, um the customer would send us um the cover or the cover idea, and I design a cover, and then they'd send the book, and I would lay it out, and I'd send it out to the printers, make sure everything's good, and then the covers would get laminated, it'd go through the book machine, and at the end of the thing, you can see this book that was created from just this stuff that was on a computer just a few minutes ago, and I find that
Oh,
stuff
that's
absolutely
neat.
fascinating.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Um, and when I went to interview for the job, and I saw that, I'm just like, oh, I'm
I
hooked.
I
I'm
want
hooked.
that.
Yeah, exactly. I think what else I make. I make lots of things. I
Yeah.
like making things.
Okay.
Trying to
And
think
you're
what
gonna
else
love
I
this next
make.
question.
Oh no.
Why do you really make things?
Why do I really make things? I think for it can be very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I I like it kind of hops on the back of the question before. I like seeing or having an idea and um having it go from just something that is in my brain space
Mm-hmm.
and then I can make it happen in real life and be a thing. I
Mm-hmm.
love doing that. That's another thing I make. I make chicken coop.
Oh yeah, you built a chicken coop.
I built a chicken coop.
How are the
Um,
chickens?
Chickens are doing great. We get about one egg a day from each of them, so we get about 6 eggs a day. It's
Wow,
good.
very nice. You
Although
got
my
some
chicken
eggs.
did not lay an egg today, and I'm not happy with that chicken. So she better shape up. Um, no, but that was the thing is when my wife said she wanted a chicken coop, and I'm like, okay, well, what do you want? And she's like, well, I don't know what's out there, and I'm not fishing in the right spot again. And so I'm like, well, when we had to submit like a plan to the city to get approved and all this, I'm like,
Mm-hmm,
she's like, well,
mm-hmm.
we need something. So I'm like, oh, I will come up with an idea. And I came up with an idea and I drew it out. And um, then then it got approved. And so then I made it and I made it out of my brain space. I didn't have a plan. I just kind of drew it up and I just made it. And I think
That's
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 really
fulfilling.
it's very fulfilling to do something like that. But I like giving gifts, and I've always felt that a gift that you put time and energy into
Mm-hmm.
and thought of the person
Mm-hmm.
means a lot more than just something that you go out and buy. Now, get me wrong, something you go out and buy for someone can be very, very important. Like
Mm-hmm.
one time, years and years and years ago, my wife offhandedly commented that she really wanted a hand mixer for the um to use when she's in the kitchen cooking and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And that was like July or June or something, and I
Mm-hmm.
got her one for Christmas and she's like, oh, this is awesome. I didn't even know I wanted one of these. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I know. And she's like, you did? I'm like, yeah, you mentioned it that you really wanted one. She's like, I did. So when I find times I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
um finding something for somebody that is good for them, and I feel like when I make stuff I can really do that for someone. And when my wife and I were dating, I put a lot of time and energy into making stuff for her, drawing stuff for her. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a way of, oh, you gotta be kidding me,
We got
jerks.
skellies.
um it's a way that I can show someone that I care. So
Mm-hmm.
like doing that. So yeah.
And handmade gifts are intrinsically rather personal.
Yeah.
Who is someone you like?
Can I like more than one person or just
Of course.
um it's an interesting question. Because I'm not the type of person that has like heroes
Mm-hmm.
or people I look up to. Like
Mm-hmm.
um I really couldn't care less about political people. I
Political
couldn't
leaders.
leaders, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less about sports figures, actors and actresses.
Uh-huh.
I just, to me, they're just people,
Yeah.
and people elevate people,
Yeah.
and I don't do that. I feel like people are. I judge a person based on what they do
Mm.
and what kind of a person they are, more than, and not like what they do, like what is your job and all that, but
Mm-hmm.
what
The
kind of a
things you
person are
say
you?
and then how you do what the
Right,
things you do based on the things that you say.
right. um I feel I would look up to a person way more um if they actually care about someone else than if they make millions of dollars a year.
Mm.
um so I look up to people and like people that are real, So yeah, you're on that list.
Oh well, that's
You're on,
thank you.
you're on the like list. Um,
Thank you. I appreciate it. I would hope so, given how much time we spend together
yeah,
sometimes.
exactly. I like Gat. Gat's a nice guy.
Yeah, Gat's cool. I like Gat.
Gat's really nice. I like Tiefin too. He's a really, really cool dude. And I like Morbid.
Yeah,
Mor-
Morbid's a good one.
Morbid's good.
Yeah.
I like Tenro. Tenro's a good guy.
Senra.
You know,
Okay.
yeah.
So
You
out
don't
of
know.
all the people you've talked about,
Oh boy. Oh no. What?
why do you like them?
Oh, I don't like them. I think a big part of what puts people on that list is they one, I can be myself around them.
Mm-hmm.
Two, a lot of times they're like me.
Mm. Yeah.
And not just like, we share a common interest. We, play Minecraft or play Sea of Thieves or whatever it may be. But, you know, we can talk and cut up and, we can act when we act when we play, like what you were saying on the stream last night, that it's fun to sail with us because there's so much sarcasm and stuff, but
We only speak in sarcasm.
only speaking sarcasm. But yet we aren't getting our feelings hurt and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And
what do you like about yourself?
one thing I like about myself is that I'm pretty good at problem solving. I can look at a problem and I can see it from a bunch of different angles and figure out a good solution for it. And that's in a lot of different areas. It's not like I'm locked into one type of thing. So therefore I like a lot of video games that have problem solving in them. Not that I ever stream those kind of things. So I like doing that. I can look at what someone else has done and say, hey, this is how it could be better. This is your low points, this is your weaknesses, and this is how it could be better. And in my job, my day job, I get to use that as well, because problems will come up and be like, oh, what are we going to do here? And I'll be able to figure out and problem solve. So I do like that. Also, I think something that I like about myself is that I'm a very caring person. I find it very easy to love, and not like romantic love necessarily, but just to have that love for other people. And I care about what other people are going through, and to a fault.
How do you react in uncomfortable situations?
Well, there's a couple defense mechanisms that I have.
Yeah.
One of them is humor. If I'm uncomfortable, I definitely will get very giggly. If I can. There's certain situations where that would be really frowned upon. But like, goodness gracious, like 6 or 7 years ago or more at this point, I fell off a ladder, broke 3 of my toes, shattered them really.
Ow!
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I had pins and
for
3 months. It was
fun.
fun.
No!
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So I got, after I hurt myself, guy I worked for helped me out to my truck, and I drove home
with shattered toes.
Yeah, I mean it was my right foot too, so I was like trying to drive with my left foot. It was really interesting.
No.
If I obviously I got home safe. I'm alive now.
Yeah, but still, ow.
It was interesting. But I was on the way home and I called up my wife and I'm like, hey, how do you feel like going out tonight? And
With shattered toes.
she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I just thought, we go down to, close city to us. And she's like, but what about the kids? I'm like, yeah, well, we'll get mom to watch them or something. And she's like, what brought this up? I'm like, well, I thought, we maybe,
I might have had a
just
close encounter with
take
death.
take a trip to the hospital or something. And she's like, what'd you do? I just fell and hurt my foot and maybe broken or something like that. So we went to the hospital and I was in the exam room and they had taken me for x-rays and we are just giggling up a storm. And we were just giggling away and the doctor comes in to give me the prognosis. And I'd already told my wife, I'm like, I do not want to hear the word broken or fractured. Yeah, and the doctor walks in and my wife looks at it and she's like, so he says that he doesn't want to hear the word broken. And the doctor's like, okay. And she's like, or fractured. And the doctor's like, oh, okay, well then we have a problem.
Okay.
So yeah, we were just giggling and here we are in the ER. I've got a smashed foot and we're giggling. And what we it was a couple months later, I was at physical therapy to get my mobility back. And the one of the where I think we're like checking in at the front desk and we were okay, I don't want to be here, this is a stressful situation for me, awkward. So we're cutting up again, we're giggling, and the receptionist is like says something like, you guys are having so much fun. And I'm just like, I feel like the way that we respond to those situations can almost be, make other people feel uncomfortable. Like, why are they acting like that? But
you're not supposed to be having fun.
That's right. But that's my defense mechanism. I can't handle the stress, so we got to cope by making it funny. And then the other defense mechanism is the opposite. Just clam up, not say a word. So funny story with that. It wasn't even that much of a stressful situation. So years and years and years and years and years ago. So we're talking like 20 years ago. Back when internet was not huge, it was around, pretty big.
Oh my gosh.
Email wasn't that huge. I had an email account and I was heading off to college, but I didn't have a computer at college and I had no real way of accessing it. And at that point, if you didn't access your email account every 3 months, they would delete it. It'd be gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just booted. Okay.
That was how savage the internet was.
Whoa.
And
now they just keep it forever and then sell it eventually.
Exactly. And my so at the time it was my girlfriend's mother, now my mother-in-law, told me and my girlfriend that, hey, I'll log into it while you guys are at college, and that way you don't lose your stuff and whatever. And oh, okay, fine, that's awesome, don't have to worry about it. Well, I completely forgot about it. We're down at college, and her mother comes to visit, and we were walking in between, I don't know, from like the commons to the food court or something, and she's like, by the way, hopefully you don't get mad or anything, but I forgot to do that, and now I lost all your emails.
Yeah.
And I didn't say a word. And it's not like I wasn't mad.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, this is a loss, nothing I can do about it. So, okay. So we're just walking in silence, and she's just like, well, say something. Are you mad? Are you like, and my wife is like, or girlfriend, she's just like, yeah, he's fine. He just doesn't have anything to say about it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. So I'm just like, awkward situation. I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, so those are my two mechanisms. Either I'm very oddly giggly or I am very oddly silent.
That makes sense. When was the last time you were validated?
It's funny because I remember you asking Saladus this question.
Mhm.
I'm thinking, oh my goodness,
This question, oh no.
this question. But actually, I had a stream. It was a World of Dimension stream. From it's within the last month. And I had a viewer who, had recently become more, what's the word for it? Been coming to my streams more often, and regularly.
Yeah.
And they were saying how much the content that I put out meant to them and how much it helped them get through their day. Um, and that was like huge. Like, wow, my content helped someone like that. So that was pretty big. And then on a slightly smaller note, I got to pull it up right now. I just had a comment on one of my videos.
Yeah.
I think it was from yesterday. If I can find it here. And this person said, "Nice video, pal. Nice to see other channels still sticking with Minecraft content," which I made a commitment to when I first started making content, that whatever I started with, that's what I'm sticking with, because I hated channels that would
Just change.
They would change, because I'd be like, wait, that's not why I came here. So if somebody subscribes to my channel because of what I do, I don't want to change. And I still think Minecraft content makes me feel better about my own content, knowing so many people still play it. Keep it up. And I'm like,
oh,
I'm gonna cry.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. So, that I can inspire someone like that.
Yeah.
That really made me feel good about my own content. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. You ready for this one? You're not gonna like this
probably
one.
not. No,
Who
probably
are
not.
you?
Who? Wow. I don't know. Who am I? You tell me who I am.
No, it's not how it's supposed to work, Scott.
Oh, come on!
When
Bring
you
Morbid on here and have them tell who I am.
When you let other people dictate who you are, that's when bad things happen.
But I mean, that's so much of who we think we are is what other people think we are, though.
I guess technically in other people's minds, but to you, who are you?
Who am I? I'm a nobody.
You're a nobody to yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a dad.
Yeah.
I'm a husband. And I don't do a great job at either of those two jobs. I try though. Let's see. I'm crazy.
How so?
Crazy. I don't know.
You don't know. I see.
I cover up my insecurities by being crazy. It works really well, actually.
It works for most people, to be honest. Yeah. Let's see. Outside of race, gender, and career, how would you describe yourself?
It's horrible because I looked over at myself and I thought balding. Yeah, that's nice. I'm a dad, a husband.
I mean, we could call those careers, but
oh, it's true. It's true. Crazy. Fun loving. But I'm an introvert. I would much rather have a staycation than a vacation. I don't like going out and doing things. I'd much rather just vegetated home, and
Eat
which
Doritos.
yeah, um, which is one of the reasons why uh, I'm happy with who I married, because she's not like that at
She's the one who
all.
gets you out to go do
Oh
stuff.
yes, all the time.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, nature walks and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, I don't want to. And then we end up doing it, and I'm like, yeah, well, that was fun. She's
That
like,
was good.
see. I'm like, don't want to do it again, but yeah, it was great while it lasted.
Oh, that's
Uh,
good.
but mainly that's because I am uncomfortable in new situations.
Mm,
So
mm-hmm.
if I don't know everything about what's going on, I don't like to go do it.
Mm,
Um, and it makes me very, very uncomfortable to be in a new situation. So once I've actually been there and experienced it, usually okay going back,
yeah.
because I know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like not knowing. That makes me very, very, very uncomfortable. Is the unknown,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
I always like to play out all the situations that could possibly happen in my brain, even though none of them ever happen. I just still like to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Um, so
Makes you feel a
yeah.
little bit safe. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, that makes sense. What is something that scares you? I feel like you've already answered it, but go ahead.
Something, because there's a lot of things.
Pick a thing. Or, list off all the things. It's
There's
up
so
to
many.
you.
The unknown, that's a big one.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Failure, fear of failure.
Yeah,
That's
failure is a big
that's a
one.
big one. I fear bears.
Bears.
Uh,
Why bears?
they're in the woods and they can kill me. Um, and they're not afraid of me. At least wolves are usually like, hey, we're gonna keep our distance.
Yeah,
Um, that's one of the reasons I don't like camping, is because
but there might be
it
a bear out there.
might be a bear. And that's actually a big part of why I don't like camping, is the unknown.
Uh,
What's out? It's why I don't like swimming.
mm,
Um,
there might
and
be a
like
shark there at the bottom of the pool.
there might be anything down there. I don't like anything. Um, I've fit in a swimming pool. That's one thing, but if it's like in nature, it's not meant to happen. I have a little bit of fear of heights.
Yeah.
Not as bad as some people, but
Hmm.
it's a little bit.
You don't
I
like
guess
looking down and going, woo.
I don't have a fear of heights. I have a fear of falling.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
I've done too much of that. I don't want to do it anymore. So honestly, the fear of the unknown is like a huge part of my fears.
Mm,
Um, I don't like being in the woods at night
mm-hmm,
for that reason. I mean, honestly, I don't like walking anywhere at night because of that reason.
mm,
And I don't like being in new situations because of that reason.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Is
fear of
there any
unknown is huge
reason
for me.
why it's so big for you? Other than
Um,
you just don't like not being able to predict things?
yeah, I think that's it. It's the fear of not being in control of your own situation.
Mm,
Um, I don't like not being in control of myself.
mm,
And so along that lines, I have claustrophobia.
mm,
Um, and I can go back to the point where that started. Um, when I was in elementary school, there was wrestling mats that they had in the gymnasium,
mm-hmm,
and when they weren't in use, they'd roll up next to the wall,
mm-hmm.
and some of my classmates would crawl through the middle of it,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was barely big enough to go through.
Uh-huh.
And I started to one time, and the thought of what would happen if I get stuck in the middle and my friends get called away, their parents show up,
Uh-huh.
and nobody can find me and I die here.
Oh,
Um,
no.
yeah, here I am as like a 6-year-old kid thinking this stuff.
Oh, no, Skunk.
Um, so yeah, from that point on, claustrophobia has been a real fear in my life.
Yeah, I mean,
Being buried alive.
ooh,
Yeah,
spooky.
yeah, yeah. I'm afraid of being stabbed.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Gunshot really doesn't bother me, but stabbing and then the whole knife. Well,
Ah,
here's the thing. I overthink things.
yeah.
And I've talked about this before. I have the vasovagal syncope, which means I get into situations where I see something and I overthink it, and my body overreacts and I pass out. Um,
Right. Mm-hmm.
so my brain overthinks things constantly,
Mm.
and you know, when I overthink things, then I think of all the possibilities of what could happen, and then that makes me uncomfortable.
What frustrates you the most about life?
Stupid people.
Yeah.
And I can completely go into exactly what I'm talking about here. It's just the fact that as a rule, people, we're gonna make dumb mistakes, we're gonna do
Mm-hmm.
dumb things, um and that's okay, whatever. But when people act a certain way that goes completely against culture and morals and against the general consensus of who we are as humans,
Mm.
it just frustrates the living daylights out of me. um so for instance, Karens,
Uh-huh.
um people that think that they're better than other people.
Mm.
You work in food service or service of any kind, so you are underneath me.
Mm.
Oh, that frustrates me. You're just being a stupid person if you feel like you are better than anyone else.
Mm.
um People that feel like they're entitled to stuff.
Mm.
No, you just stupid person. People that just they don't use their brains.
Mm.
You are given this stuff between your ears and you need to use it. um and I understand people not knowing stuff. People, that's nobody knows everything. So if you don't know
Mm.
something, fine, go with it. It's you can learn. Everyone can learn. um but when you just it's almost like you're dumb on purpose.
What excites you the most?
I like chicken scampi a lot.
Chicken scampi.
If you tell me I'm going to Olive Garden, it's a good time. um
uh,
I will say one of the things that excites me the most is seeing my kids um excel.
mm,
And not like oh, they're the top of the class or
mhm.
whatever, but
Seeing them look fulfilled.
accomplish what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
um and seeing them learning life lessons
Mm,
and really grasping onto them,
mm,
um that just it really really makes me happy,
mm.
to be like, okay, they're not gonna be one of those stupid people. No, but not even that. But just I mean, they're our future. The kids are
Uh-huh.
our future, and they're what I'm leaving behind.
Mhm.
So seeing them succeed and um, do find something that they like and doing well at it, or um, figuring out something.
Mhm.
What was really cool. Um, we as a family, we did um, and I told you about it, I think, or I at least told you we were doing it.
Mhm.
It was it's not an escape room or thing, but it was a like a real life RPG type of thing.
Mhm.
And there was one, we're in a hall of mirrors, and we had a flashlight. It was a black light flashlight, and you needed to find 3 symbols, and each one had a number with it, and you had to enter the number that went with it.
Mm.
And I had the flashlight, and it was like sun, moon, and stars, and then the numbers 1, 2, 3.
Mm.
And I had found 2 of the symbols, and I'm frantically looking around for the 3rd symbol.
Mhm.
And my 7-year-old daughter, she was the one holding the iPad that you get when you're there.
Mhm.
She looks at me and she's like, "Dad, there's only 3 symbols and 3 numbers. We know what the last one is." And I'm like, I am so proud of you. I was so caught up in the moment. I didn't
Mhm.
think about that. No
Mhm.
one else in our family thought about it. And here she is, 7 years old. She, figures that out. And I'm just like, okay, that was an awesome moment.
Mm.
Um,
Mhm.
so seeing that was big.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, things like that make me really excited.
What is something you are proud of?
My creeper.
Your creeper?
Um, I'm proud of the amount of commitment I've had to content creation.
Yeah, that is something to be
Um,
proud of.
I, like I said before, I've had trouble finishing things in the past, so the fact that I've been able to stick with it for this many years.
What is your most prized possession and why?
Possession or position?
Possession.
Possession. Oh
Mm-hmm.
goodness. Probably my house.
Your house?
Yeah.
That makes
Um,
sense.
just because I mean, technically I don't own it, the bank does.
Yeah,
We're working on that.
you're working on
Um,
it.
but just, it's a big thing for me to be able to provide for my family.
When are you the happiest?
When am I the happiest?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm making other people happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when other people are happy. So when my family is happy, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
When my viewers are happy, I'm happy.
Mm.
It's kind of like along the lines of when I was a kid. um I always look forward to birthdays and Christmas because of what I would get.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And then as I've gotten older, now I look forward to those times because I want to
Give.
give
Mm-hmm.
and show others that they're special to me. So
Mm. Mm-hmm.
um giving to others makes me happy.
Mm. Well, that's all the questions that I have.
Oh boy.
If you like this person, you should probably go subscribe.
Yeah.
This has
If you
been a
want to see me be awkward.
about a 2 hour recording. So if you've been here the whole two
Yeah.
hours, then I'd say that they probably like you as a person, Skunk.
They could, yeah.
And I'd
Um
say that you probably should go subscribe.
yeah.
Show Skunk some love.
Yeah. Because this is what I want to do with my life. This is what I want to do with my life, is be a content creator. And if you're looking for me, you see that little word underneath my chin right there?
Yeah.
Okay. You can find me with that.
Skunk. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your company. I really like this image, this pile of junk. Just sitting here.
It's complete junk.
But this is like the most important thing in the game.
Yeah. It takes like 50 of these things.
Takes forever. Ah. We'll have to come back. Alright, let's go turn these in.
The best thing to do is come here with a galleon, because then
Oh,
4
yeah.
people fishing and you all
Oh
get
my
credit for them.
gosh. Oh yeah. You know what we should do is we should get a party night going. Like galleon fishing. We're here to go get these things.
That's right.
Yeah,
Gat would be in for that.
we should do that as like a party night on a stream or something.
There you go.
Yeah, totally. I like that. Let's do it. Alright, well, thank you again. And
Yep.
have a good rest of your time. I don't know how to
You
end
too.
this.
I don't know either.
Thank you for doing this with me. That's what I
You're
meant to say.
welcome.
Thank you.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Made it. Alright. Talk to you probably some other time since I stream with you
Most
often.
Most likely.
Yeah. Alright.
It's a good plan.
Yeah. Alright. Take care.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.